What's going on today, guys? Let's get a look at the latest release from Jack Wolf Knives. This is their Venom Jack, an original pattern. It might look familiar because it's things and elements that we've seen. This is pretty much a trapper style handle here. The frame is pretty much trapper, and then you have a nice Wharncliffe blade there. So it's things that we've seen. I just don't know if we've quite seen them together like this and on a traditional knife. So I think it's a new pattern or a new blade for a old school frame. I don't know. Or maybe it's been done before. I don't know. I know I like the combo. Look at this blade center in here. Everything you expect from Jack Wolf Knives. The same construction as the other releases. You're looking at titanium frame, nice and thick. They mill out for the covers. This is the natural micarta. They offer an OD olive drab micarta. And then they have a couple versions of camo carbon available. All those carbon versions go really fast. So I'm going to have the link below with all the contact info, and it should have a link to all the distributors for Jack Wolf Knives. You might get lucky and find a few more Cyberjacks. Maybe I can't remember if they're sold out or not, but these knives are going fairly quick now. Rightfully so. They're doing great things. You can see the consistency is there. They're bringing new patterns to the table. They're doing their own take on old patterns, and it's just, you love to see it. I'm really on a traditional kick lately, and these are fueling the fire, I'll tell you that. So if you see, this back spring doesn't come up and around quite as much as their other releases, just due to the way that the Wharncliffe needs to sit deep in that frame. I'm talking about this back spring right here. It needs to really sit down in there, and if you brought that spring all the way up and around, it would not have the space to clear that Wharncliffe so deep. I mean, some do it or used to do it, and it would be sticking up and out like that. You know, with the tip barely being covered or the frame just a little bit larger. But to really sink this baby down in there, you can't have that spring come all the way up and around if you want to use all the frame and not just have it taken up by dead weight, being that back spring and all that. So just really well done, well thought out. Like always, you're looking at a very high, well, full, all the way to the top, hollow ground blade, nice and thin. If you guys have been around my channel for any amount of time, you know how much I love my Wharncliffe knives. Just a lot of utility here. I love the way it looks. I know some people, it's not going to jive with them, but I like the way this looks, in that I like the way the Para 2 looks. When I first seen Spyderco knives, they weren't like the best looking thing I'd ever seen. But as you carry and use, and as they keep proving their worth over and over again, as you're fidgeting with them throughout the day, and you put it on your dresser at the end of the night, and they just grow on you. So to me, this is a beautiful design, just as much as any of these other ones. Just like I like a Para 2 and how, you know, maybe they're ugly to the outsider, but I don't think this knife is ugly at all. But some might say, you know, it's not a true looker. But either way, you're set, because the way this trapper handle pulls this knife down into that negative angle, and it really sits in your hand. I have a large size glove. I mean, it's got you covered on all your grips that you want to use. Wharncliffes are super easy to sharpen. Nice pointy tips. Size comparison, let's look at it against some of the other GEC. I do have some GECs to show you, But let's look at it up against some of these other Jack Wolf knives. Some of the other releases. They're all about the same size so far. So here it is next to the Cyber Jack. This is the Benny's clip. Let's put it up against this guy. A little dog leg here. And I'm biased because my son was born on Halloween, and I love the underdog. I didn't think I was gonna like this Vampire Jack, and I think it might be my favorite when I started to hold it and use it. Not that I don't love the other ones. I'm just saying, if you had to make me pick a favorite, man, it'd be tough. Actually, looking at them all right here, I don't know if I could. Just shoot me or cut my finger off or whatever you said you was gonna do, because I don't know if I could do it. I think it's every bit as good looking as the others. Again, that's personal preference. Just a lot of utility right here, though, that Wharncliffe blade. Some people might not agree quite Wharncliffe, or maybe we want to have a fun little discussion about it real quick here. And, you know, of course, I brought some comparisons here. These where they were, somewhere over here. And let's do some comparisons. We'll leave those over there. So, if you guys are into traditional knives, you know about GEC, and you probably remember the Viper. This is the 47 from GEC. Beautiful Wharncliffe blade there. And you can see this Venom Jack is a little bit smaller than that, but not by a whole lot. So this knife is a great size to carry and use. Here it is up against the Talon. This is the 92 from GEC, and it's a little larger than the Talon. So kind of the Goldilocks there. These are undeniably Wharncliffe knives right here when they have this nice pointy tip. Let's throw it up against that case sway back as well. Right, Wharncliffe, nice and pointy. This is a little thicker, has a little more nose on the top there, but I don't know if we could quite call it a sheep's foot blade. This is sheep's foot. Right, so maybe some people would call it a worn foot, what's the other one? There's sheep's cliff, something like that. Worn foot, however you want to say it, it doesn't matter. There it is up against some other stunners that are Wharncliffe blades or straight blades, straight edges. If you're looking to possibly get into this as one of your first traditional knives, I would highly recommend it, just like any of the other Jack Wolf knives. But let's go ahead and get a size comparison if you still need it by now. This is a Dragonfly by Spyderco. You can see it's small. And I think it's more about like this Delica size. Actually has a little more cutting edge than a Delica. But about the same overall length. And if you want to go a little larger, what does it look like up against the Para 2? I think we had just seen that, but here you go. A little smaller than that, a little less cutting edge. To me, that's what really matters, is the cutting edge. This knife, well, there's a lot to like about it. We'll do that in another video. But here it is up against a Bug Out. And a small Griptilian. About the same edge as the small Griptilian. Same cutting edge. So there you go for size. It's incredible cutter. I've been carrying it and using it about the past 2 weeks. Price point for the natural and the Micarta, OD Micarta versions around $275, if I didn't say that. Around $299 if you want the carbon fiber version. Again, they go pretty quick. So I'll have the link below. Let's get a look at the incredible artwork. And you might be asking, Venom Jack, you see it? See these fangs right here? Looks a lot like a fang. I see it. Love it. I love the artwork, the tube, the vibe. The owners, just great people. And a true traditional knife enthusiast, and it shows in his releases. There's your artwork on your hog cap. This comes with the blue microfiber. It's all logoed, everything like that, just like we expect by now. Just up and over the top. And you have the leather slip in there. I'm still using the original one. I want to see how dark, how well this will age in patina. And that's it, guys. That is the Venom Jack by Jack Wolf Knives. I love it. I love all their releases. You can't go wrong if you like them. I believe they do sell through pretty quick. So if you are really interested, this release is this Friday. And I'll have the link below to all. And I think that will have a link to the website, Jack Wolf Knives website. And then they have the link of all the distributors there. If you're looking for a certain cover option, I think that Jack Wolf Knives will help you hunt down if they have any left available for sale at any of their distributors. So look around if you're interested. They do go quick. I don't know what's available of their previous releases. I don't think many are. They're going quick for good reason. If you want to dip your toe in the traditional game and you want a custom fit and finish, you really can't beat it. It's like a custom knife at a high-end production price. And there's a lot of hand labor that goes on. You don't get parts to match up like this without all that hand labor. And then the exposed hardware is titanium. Again, in that walk and talk. Awesome. Very pinchable. You can see that. I don't even have to say it. I fidget with these Jack Wolf knives just as much as I do any flipper. I just love the clack, clack, clack. It's very addictive. There it is, guys. That is the Jack Wolf Knives Venom Jack. Awesome utility knife. In my opinion, it's a beautiful knife. You may not see it until you start carrying it and using it, but for me, it really grew on me. It didn't catch me by surprise. I liked it when I seen it released on Instagram, but getting it in your hand, carrying it, using it, actually seeing how it functions, how it cuts, you know, it looks a little better and better every day you carry it, in my opinion. So that's it, guys. I hope you have a great night. We did it in under 15 minutes. Can't believe it. Very thin ground M390. I don't know if I said it or not. We're looking around 14 thousandths behind the edge. That's extremely thin. Cuts awesome and will stay very sharp as you sharpen that blade steel after year after year after year. I mean, it's just going to still be an incredible cutter 20 years from now. So one of the benefits of a hollow ground blade, I've been preaching that for probably over 15 years now on YouTube. We could go back and tell you how much I love the hollow ground knives. Just beautiful. All right, guys, have a good one. See ya.